Come on, get comfy. Did you find a spot you like? We got, oh, you're going to start purring now. You're going to start purring and give me the pretty bitty eyeballs, the little green eyes, and be like, oh, aren't I beautiful? Yes, Taffy. You're the most beautiful tortie in the world. Yes, you are. All right, let's get to work. Okay, watch that butt. Good job. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Keep going. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, she's like got the elevator butt up. Can you see it? It's there. As soon as I hit record, Taffy jumped up and now I'm like, yeah, I got cat butt all over the place. Okay, can you put that thing down a little bit? It's getting watch out. I got work to do. Let me move my glasses. I feel like there's shit's getting okay. Hello, hello, hello. This is G. Yeah, we're recording. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I thought we were recording. I got an itch now all of a sudden. Son of a... the pen did it. Yes. Got that taken care of. Who are we doing? I know who we are doing because I just typed it in. Scorpio. What is up, my Scorpio friends? Welcome. You are watching Taffy and Allastrology, right? Yes. So we're going to talk about your July. And this is a big month, actually. It's really big. You felt it in June. You felt the changes in June, right? Things were like, people just like the tone change. Things started to stabilize and people started to feel like, okay, I can make plans now. Or that thing I was thinking of doing, like, I'm not so worried. I can do it now, or whatever. Or, we just kind of feel more confident about what our future holds, right? So the beginning of this month, we start off like we do every month talking about the moons. And it starts with a release and a let go. Now, for some, it literally is a release and let go because this is a full moon in Capricorn, which is material and tangible. That's Capricorn. And it's normally something that you've built up over a long period of time because that's how Capricorn works. It demands our time. We don't get to just have something suddenly. It requires work, consistent work, and nobody gets to cheat. So when we have this full moon energy, it can feel to some like okay, I have to let this go. Literally, I'm letting this go. Like, I've got too many of these. My room, I can't even open the door anymore. Every time I open a door, one of these pops out and I can't even get in, like, without these popping out. Right? A pen, right? That means I have a lot. So I have to get rid of some. And it's something that's material and tangible. Now, that's just a silly little example. But in your world, in your life, if you have something that matches these degrees, you might be like, yeah, you're right, G. That makes sense. Ooh, snap. We got stuff falling and the kitty cat's like, what was that? I don't know. Hold on. This is what happens when you got a lot going on at the same time. You got to have your hand on the pretty kitty, petting her. Oh, what is going on here, Taff? What is that? Oh, it might be just food. Sometimes they get into it. There's another cat, and sometimes they have their little battles, the cat battles, the royal rumbles. So Scorpio, you're having a release and a let go, and it is really something to do with the way you think, something you were thinking literally about, and it was associated with a long-term goal. Because hey, wires, stay away. Hold on, let me move some things. Cats, every little thing is a toy, especially for this one. She is a toy fiend. These were your long-term commitments, your long-term duty, responsibility. Sometimes your thoughts may even have felt like, just a little bit of restrictiveness in the ways that you communicated for some Scorpios. And it doesn't have to always be that way. I know somebody who has this. And when he speaks, because this is how you talk as well, by the way, it's in the location of the placement of how you think and how you talk, how you consume information, how you share information. And this one person, I remember when he would talk, his thoughts were like so structured and organized. And he just did it naturally. He would have been a wonderful teacher because it was like in his brain, the steps were just clearly seen, and that's Capricorn energy. I got to climb that ladder. I got to climb that next step, and I see which one I did this. Now I got to get to the next. Like we clearly know what those goals are, and each step that goes with the goals. If you want to stay in here, we got to behave. No wires. You want to say hello? Oh, you going to show your green eyes? You see that little thing flying around? Did you see that little thing flying around, Tiff? I saw it. Did you see it, pretty? Did you see it, my little pretty girl, huh? I know. I know. Yeah. How are you today? Catching some good cat Z's in the sunbeams? Yeah, this one is like every sunbeam in the house is mine. Yes, pretty Taffy. She's purring. She's purring. Say, I'm purring. Especially if you get all my soft little peachy, beautiful torty furs down there. Yeah. Oh, Tappy's such a pretty kitty. Okay, so let me remember what I'm doing here. I'm working now. I could sit here and pet her forever. So it's the thoughts. It's the way I talk and communicate. And when he would talk and communicate, it was just so. It's almost like he wrote out a speech and was literally speaking, but he does it naturally. Imagine, right? So this can be a huge benefit. This is also like my responsibility and my duty. So some feel when they talk, it is their responsibility and their duty to teach, because the third house is the house of the teacher, the speaker, the salesperson. These are usually good salespeople. Um, so there's something that is ending and closing off because this is a full moon. So there's some sort of a goal and ambition. Now remember, this third house location can also include neighbors, next door neighbors. It's like sibling energy, right? Sibling and coworkers as well. So there could be, for some, I know someone who has this placement and she's self-employed, and the jobs that she does, she gets to pick and choose the jobs and the clients that she works with. And so for her, it could be, she might have had a 6-month contract with somebody, or maybe a 1-year contract. And she may be choosing, to not renew with certain people, with certain, she might just, however that goes, however you all do it, when you do a good job and you feel like you're not appreciated or whatever, or somehow your duties seem to have doubled and tripled. And you're like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, cause I'm not getting paid more to do more. So it's a ending and a closure about an ambition, a goal, and it could have to do with your day-to-day work, but the stuff that pays you, the moolah, okay? So something is ending, and for some of you, there might be a release, and it's possible it could just simply be a release with your coworker, like whoever worked with you, or even a classmate. They just, something's ending, and so they're not there any longer, okay? Now we move on, and there's a big thing. I already have this memorized, but I feel like I have to always double check because I'm distracted with the kitty, and there's cat hair everywhere. So I know there was a noise. Let me get that off of here. That's a cat scratching herself. That wasn't the noise I was even talking about because I can't turn that one off. Hello. Yeah, thanks. Okay. She was doing that thing that they do, but she was hitting the anyway. So Scorpio has, along with all of us, a new, big new thing happening. And I like this for you, Scorpio, because this is going to be something that I believe will be a benefit, even though it might not feel like it directly. It's an indirect benefit. We have the North Node entering into the sign of Aries for the next 18 months. Now, I know you're Scorpio, you're not Aries, but I do know that Mars rules. Hello? Don't be. I do know that Mars rules Scorpio energy. Yes, it's a co-ruler with Pluto, but Mars is also part of this picture. And so this means our physical body, the actions of our body, our independent actions, our freedoms, the freedom of my body, my ability to start and to do something, to be first, right? All this is going to go on 10. It's all going to be heightened up because the North Node will be there. So this is about the future of your actions, the freedom of your actions, but the future's involved with it. And you understanding my identity and how do I identify for some of us, right? And what about that? How do I fit into the future? Is there a future for me, right? But because the North Node and Mars are getting together, this amps up your power. This amps up Scorpio energy too. Right. So it's that indirect benefit. Now, you have your Aries energy. Typically, you're going to have it in your 6th house. This is interesting. That's health. Having that in your chart, all of a sudden your life can become unbelievably active and busy, like super. So it would be smart that if there are some clients that are more trouble than worth your time, it would be smart to be like to know your worth and to raise those prices if you have to, so that you can, spend the time on the ones who are willing to pay for what it is that you offer. Because Aries in the 6th house, these are people who work best alone. Daily routines and projects. These are people who are like workout instructors. And it doesn't have to be that, because again, my friend, she's not a workout instructor. I've been talking about a few different people in this conversation, but the one in particular I'm thinking of, she has a cleaning business. And this is the 6th house, cleaning. It's Virgo energy. It's cleaning, it's organizing, it's pets. And so she does that too, not just cleaning. For other people, she'll go and she'll just watch their pets. She checks in on their pets when they're on vacation, house sitting. She does it all. Anything that has to do with domesticity in the home, she does it. She's there and she does it. So, yeah, which means there's some caregiving that's in there for her too. So she's able to use her Aryan energy in a lot of different ways, where she's the only one that has to arrive on the scene. You see? So she's learned how to take it and extend it beyond just doing housekeeping, because the reality is, even housekeeping and caregiving, like that's very physical stuff, right? And so there comes a time where you might want to figure out, how do I not use my body as much in that way, right, as we age. So the next 18 months sets this up for you, Scorpio. You're going to be busy, likely, possibly new homes, new clients, new projects, possibly new health routines, maybe including pets. Absolutely. Now, at the same time, July 17th, at the same time, we have a new moon energy. And new moon energies are times when we set our intentions. Okay. You're going to set your intention. This has to do with family and home. It's Cancer energy. It's mom energy. So it comes down to nurturing and the security blanket thing, like my emotional needs, my emotional security, and how am I emotionally satisfied? How do I feel safe? Like, what was my childhood like? And what was it about my childhood? When did I feel safe? Or if you're like some of us, we had more examples of how we knew we didn't feel safe, where we were like, okay, that is not for me. Like, I know, been there, done that. I made the t-shirt and not doing that again. Right. And so that's important, just as important, if not more important, than knowing what it is that gives you emotional security, knowing what gives you the opposite, where it just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel safe. And you're like, oh, hell no. So that tells you what you're not going to do, right? That's your border and your boundary, where you're not going. Now, this is in the placement of your beliefs. Okay. This is in the 9th house for those of you that have a chart and you're following along, looking at your chart, and you're like, oh, yeah, I got Cancer energy in my 9th. Yes. Home, family, mom energy, nurturing. The beliefs. What is your beliefs? Your beliefs about being a mom, your beliefs about nurturing, your beliefs about home and family, your beliefs about even your freedoms and your truths about what defines a mother and what mother's rights are. Like, having Cancer energy up there, it's in a powerful place, actually, because it's like the public energy. There's a lot of history here. There's a lot of cultural history, deep cultural history, and almost like Jupiter's here, so it kind of expands upon all of this. It kind of exaggerates possibly at times, or can be very super idealistic even at times, of what family is supposed to be like, right? But this tells me it crosses cultural lines even. So there might be like family history, family culture, where it weaves, it's multi-ethnic, right? And so it's vast. and your beliefs are intertwined with this, but then the religion factor too, that being a thing. So there's something about weaving all that in, and possibly maybe for you finding whether it's a preacher or a teacher or church, a different religion, something new that will work for you, something that more aligns with your emotional security, but better yet, that works better for you and your family, especially if you want to be a mom, or you are maybe have mother wounds, whether it's an issue of not being able to have a baby and wanting to, or had a baby. Like this is such a topic that we could, yeah, you know, do an entire show on all the different ways that when someone says mother wound, I mean, year 2023, just a whole lot of new ways that used to be old ways that are now new ways again, that are resurfacing about family and home and mom and a woman's ability to have a baby, right? And the freedoms and the choices involved with that. Like, this is interesting here for you. This is complex for you. So it's deep, but it's expansive, and it's a new moon. So it's you setting an intention about home. Now, because it's in this ninth house placement, there's traveling involved here. Do you want to travel? Right? That's what it comes down to. What do you want to do? Do you want to travel? Is home for you like somewhere else, like over there across the pond? That place feels more like home. It's a possibility. Do you vibe? Is your tribe people who aren't the same color of your skin? They don't match your skin and they're a very different culture. That's a really good possibility. Okay. Um, yeah, I understand this one in a really big way. So it's just a matter of finding who you resonate with energetically. Those are your tribe. Okay. So set your intentions is what we're talking about here. July 17th, it's at 1:30 p.m. The 8 hours before is the window, the hours of power. It's at 25 degrees in Cancer energy. So if you got something there, then likely a definite new beginning is happening. And even if you don't have something at those degrees, use the intention, use the power, this is a new moon in feelings and emotions. And folks, when you have a Cancer new moon, feelings and emotions are the gasoline for setting intentions. It's true. Now, there's a bit of excitement here that I want to talk about. I know I didn't dress it up enough in the beginning of the video. Taffy was distracting me. I apologize. There's some grand fire trine energy you got coming. We all do. It's grand fire trine. I talked about it a little bit when I talked about Aries energy in the North Node, the next 18 months of your life, but it affects two other areas of your life, not just the health and the job and the projects and the domestic part of life and the daily routines and pets. It's not just that and cleaning. Remember when I talked about that? It isn't just that. It is also your money, your income, and your midheaven, which is your goals and your ambitions, your career. This is, you know what I wanted to say. That you saw the F about to come out. This is huge, man. This is huge. You have a grand fire trine, Scorpio, setting up with the income and the money and how I receive, setting up with my midheaven, my goals, my ambition, how I will be acknowledged and recognized and rewarded on the world stage, right? The 10th house, with that 6th house energy I talked about, your daily routines and tasks. So when we get a grand fire trine lined up like that, man, woo. So now for some of you, this can be quite prominent. You may have planets in each of those houses, the fiery energy. We're talking about Aries, we're talking about Leo, we're talking about Sagittarius stuff. If you don't have your chart, what the heck are you waiting for? You don't have to know it all. Just tell me, gee, I don't have my chart. I want my chart. Again, I don't know jack. So can you tell me, do I have something? I can draw your chart up. I can take a look for you. I can help you out in any way that I can. Okay. I can do that. That doesn't cost you anything. That's just me. That's a passion of the channel. All right. So you just let me know, and I will take a look and I'll see. But this looks unbelievably optimistic. This is for 18 months income, how I receive. That's why the video, when we started off about being picky and choosy, like being more selective about who you share your energy and time with. And that includes in the ways in which you make money. You have a grand fire trine to support you. All right. So this is big. And I'm so happy to share good news in a place of income because so many have been struggling. And it's go time, baby, go time. So happy July 2023, Scorpio. Let me know how I can help you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Bye. Where's Taffy? Bye. Below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.